This episode is going to be all about the brand promise. I'm going to explain what I've written, and well, there's not much to talk about because a promise is self-explanatory. I feel like many of these brand concepts like brand promise, voice, positioning, they sound very abstract until you get into them and you realize that it is exactly what it says. A brand promise is not some kind of super abstract thing that you cannot understand. It's literally a promise. What do you promise to deliver every single time? If you're writing your mission statement, it doesn't mean you have to save the world or become some kind of super brand. It just means, what is your mission? What are you trying to accomplish as a brand? Your brand story, your brand voice. How do you speak? So do not overcomplicate this and take it quite literally. Sure, there are nuances and you want to know and learn how to do it, but it doesn't have to be that. And I'll say this, even though I'm a branding specialist, there are still times when I feel like there is a spiritual aspect to life and to the reason why things happen, which makes choices such as what color is your logo quite irrelevant. Anyway, some examples of other brand promises would be maybe Apple. Their promise could look something like, whatever you buy, it's gonna work. That's their promise. Their promise is gonna work. And they deliver on that promise. That's why I use Apple computers. Or the promise of Nike. Wear this and you will feel like an athlete. So your promise can be long and can be short, but it has to be a promise. And in the case of my brand, the promise is that I'll never make you feel like you belong to something. My brand will only make you feel more like yourself. It will make you feel like you're becoming the person you put on your vision boards and dream of every night. My brand should not make you feel like you are a part of something. Obviously, it is impossible to not feel like you belong to a brand if you really like this brand, because you will feel like this is for you, this is for people like me. But this is not an announced kind of belonging. It's not like I'm a part of X. It's more like you just belong without saying anything. And it doesn't need to be announced. It doesn't need to be written down anywhere. You just know that you belong. The brand knows that you belong. And it doesn't break the promise. Maybe I should specify that. Actually, I put superficial in the end. Because you will still belong, except it's not going to feel like it's a superficial kind of belonging. It won't feel like you belong to something that's fake and made up. The promise that we write here, it stays with us. This promise doesn't have to go on the website or social media. Especially for this brand, we do not want to talk about these things in a superficial, artificial, performative way. That would go against the brand. So here are things that make this position for my brand hard to take. The first one is that I'm building this brand in public. On camera, just like this video, you see me coming out with these things. You will see me building the brand book. You will see me formulating all the formulas. You will see everything in real life. That is an origin story, a founder story, which is documented, and you cannot copy this. You can copy my aesthetic, you can get the same bottles, you can decide to duplicate my sense, but you cannot copy the brand. It's hard to take because you actually have to stop branding. You would have to say no to many campaigns. You cannot do a logo forward packaging. You cannot really collaborate with other brands easily. You would not be building all these elaborate Instagram feeds. So if somebody wanted to take this positioning, they would face a paradox, because if they're already established, then trying to copy what I do, it would not feel the same way. It would feel desperate, like they're trying to do something that they're not, like they're performing what comes to this brand naturally. And to do this kind of positioning, it requires ongoing sacrifice, because there will be offers that I have to turn down. And oftentimes people fold when it comes to money, and they compromise their brand. They do things, they break the brand promise, they go in the opposite direction of what the brand is supposed to go in, just because they can get some money. I know it is hard because we live in a world where everybody needs money, so I don't judge anyone. I'm just saying that this is why it's hard to take a brandless position, because there might be scenarios, oftentimes, when I would have to say no to opportunities, say no to money, in order to stay in brand, possibly more often than for other brands. To summarize, a brand promise is going to be the thing, the feeling that I deliver every time. I do not compromise it. It's going to be there no matter what. And the promise for RJS is that RJS will never make you feel like you belong to something superficial and performative. It will only make you feel more like yourself. See you in the next episode.